YouTube video. I'm only doing one take of this. And today we're going to be discussing a personal journey of mine. More specifically, a game called Crash Bandicoot, the Wrath of Cortex. Now, some backstory here. I grew up with Crash Bandicoot. My older siblings played the games and introduced me to them. And as such, I grew up with the second and third games, as well as the Wrath of Cortex, Crash to Insanity, which I'll be getting to at some point down the line. And last but not least, the remakes of the games in Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant I've dabbled with, and I was happy to see the remakes happen, and not only happen, but do great from a sales standpoint from what I've heard. So, Wrath of Cortex, I liked it as a child, but as I got older, I happened to replay it, and you can see the things wrong with it, and I learned over time the cause of the issues with this and with Twinsanity was issues during development, as well as having to rush it, which caused problems with the game upon release. So today, I'm going to be going with a personal journey of mine. Today I'm going to tell you how I would have made Crash Bandicoot the Wrath of Cortex if I was on the dev team or directing the dev team. Ready? Let's go. So, step number one is actually give the developers time to finish it properly so that a lot of bugs and issues can be ironed out, and the load times on the PlayStation version from the jump are less obnoxious. That's one issue people had with that version of the game specifically. It was eventually patched out, but that's issue number one. So let's start there. Issue number two, at least that I have with the game, I don't know if everyone else has this problem, is the classic villains such as Dingodile, Tiny, Entropy, all were totally shunted aside for the new plot device flavor of the month, the Elementals. And don't get me wrong, the inclusion of the Elementals is great. I didn't know I needed Mark Hamill playing Pyro in my Crash Bandicoot, but I'm certainly glad I got it. But there's a lot of missed opportunities here. So one thing I would do is have every stage, as opposed to the every roll of levels, as opposed to the original traditional 5 levels, go to 7 levels for two reasons. One, the 5 levels are going to be as you remember them. Their 2 additional levels are going to be a mini boss fight with one of the classic villains, powered by one of the masks, and then the 7th level, which is the last level in the roll, would be a fight with Crunch, powered by one of the masks, as it happens. So, now that that's out of the way, let's start with the plot. The plot is essentially a Saturday morning cartoon plot, so there's not really much you can do to it to make it better. So, yeah, let's keep that the way it is. So the plot's the same. I talked about some changes to the gameplay, and now for the last major... I had the hiccups. Change I would implement would be... Drumroll, please. Thank you. The last major change to this game I would implement is get rid of the sneak shoes and have the double jump, which you normally get by finishing a roll of levels and defeating a boss, which is one of the power-ups, be replaced with a triple jump, and you have to double jump by default. That way, platforming really can take off and the levels can be changed around Crash's double jump and his triple jump, which makes the levels, in my opinion, feel more, how do I put this, platform-esque, platform-heavy. Not obnoxious, not with really finicky jumps, but I feel like the platforming part of the game felt shakiest. It was good, but that's what caused them to jump to the different, gameplay styles all throughout the game, which Crash does have by default. He's had vehicle sections, racing sections, and all that, but it never strayed from the formula too far, and this game did, and it felt unfocused as a result of it. So we can still have the racing levels and all that, and the different gameplay styles as one-off gimmicks, but let's have a platformer type of thing going on here with Crash in terms of how his levels are designed and how the game is structured. So, Wow, that's a lot more than I thought. But that's how I would have made Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex. Do you disagree? Do you have your own ideas? Leave them in the comments below. With all of that being said, I am Neroami Alucard the Madman. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you want more. Now I must go. My planet does need me. Peace.